Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've seen a lot of moves, a lot of trades, a lot of bold predictions. But let me tell you, what's unfolding right now in the shadows of the offseason, behind closed doors, is something I've never seen before. This isn't hyperbole, this isn't speculation for clicks. No, what I'm about to reveal could shake the NFL to its core. You want the truth? You want the story that everyone in the league is talking about, but no one dares to whisper out loud. Stay tuned because what I'm about to tell you is not only unprecedented, it's potentially historic. Something massive is happening right now, and unless you're plugged into the right circles, you have no idea how close we are to a game-changing blockbuster that could reshape the NFC's power hierarchy forever. And trust me, this secret, it's only the tip of the iceberg. There's much more underneath, lurking in the dark, waiting to explode. But before we get into the details, if you're serious about being in the know, if you want to get the inside scoop that nobody else has, hit that subscribe button right now, smash that like, and activate the bell. Because what I'm about to lay out isn't for casual fans or the uninformed. No, this is for those who want to be ahead of the curve, those who understand that in the NFL, timing is everything, and missing this could be a mistake you regret forever. If you're really ready to see behind the curtain, then buckle up. Now let's crack open the vault, dig deep into the shadows, and get into what could be the biggest NFL trade saga of the decade. And trust me, the pieces are falling into place so fast, it's like a domino effect, one move after another and the entire landscape shifts. You want specifics? Let me take you inside the war room into the clandestine meetings, where whispers of a deal so impactful are circulating that even the most seasoned insiders are stunned. Because what I'm about to reveal, and what I've confirmed, will blow your mind. Right now, the Washington Commanders are quietly orchestrating something that could alter their entire franchise trajectory. And at the heart of this potential upheaval, one name, Chris Jones. Yes, Chris Jones, the Kansas City Chiefs' superstar interior force, is the headline of a rumor that I can now confirm has escalated beyond just idle chatter. This is not a typical trade rumor. This is a carefully set plan with layers of complexity, negotiations behind the scenes, and a strategic move that could see Jones donning the burgundy and gold before the offseason even hits full stride. But how? Why? And what does this mean for the entire NFL landscape? That's what I'm here to break down for you. Now, to understand the magnitude, we need to zoom in on the core of this story. Chris Jones, a name synonymous with interior dominance, an elite disruptor capable of changing games single-handedly, especially in clutch moments, is currently at a strange crossroads. At 31, winding down his prime, yet still a game wrecker when fired up. But what makes this move so explosive? It's not just his talent, it's the context. His contract, his recent form, and the strategic needs of a team like Washington. The Commanders, fresh off a turbulent 2025 campaign, are desperately searching for defensive reinforcements to complement their young core. A core that, let's be honest, showed flashes, but lacked the consistent pressure needed to contend against the league's best. Here's the kicker. Sources tell me that the Commanders, led by a front office that's been aggressive in recent months, has identified Jones as the missing piece. The kind of elite talent that could instantly elevate their defense from mediocre to terrifying. And what I can reveal is that negotiations are far more advanced than just talks. We're talking about a deal that involves multiple draft picks, significant salary cap maneuvers, and a strategic release of existing contracts to make it happen. And how do I know this? Because I've got sources deep inside both organizations, insiders who have been part of negotiations that, as of now, are in the final stages. Now, let's analyze the why behind this. Washington's defense last year was a carousel of mismatched talents, good players, but lacking that disruptive force up front. You think about the elite interior defenders in the league. Guys like Aaron Donald, Dexter Lawrence, and yes, Chris Jones. They aren't just run stuffers, they're game changers, players who command double teams and create chaos in the pocket. Jones, in particular, is a rare breed. His combination of size, strength, agility, and relentless motor makes him a nightmare for offensive lines. His pass rush numbers, while dipped recently due to aging and team schemes, still project as elite when he's motivated. And don't forget, I've seen the film. From his game-winning plays against the Bills to his clutch sacks in the playoffs, this guy has always been a difference maker. And here's an insider tip. Think about the analytics. Even with his decline, Chris Jones remains top 10 among interior defenders in pressures and QB disruptions according to PFF's advanced grades. His explosive first step and relentless motor still cause chaos. What's more telling is his playoff pedigree. He's a proven winner, a veteran who thrives in high-pressure moments. When you combine all that, how can you ignore his impact? The problem? His contract. At $31.75 per year on a deal through 2028, he's expensive, no doubt. But Washington, under GM Adam Peters, has shown they're willing to spend big for immediate upgrade, particularly on defense. And with just 2 draft picks in the first 4 rounds, they need a seasoned star who can contribute immediately. Now I want you to think about this move in terms of potential. Imagine Chris Jones lining up alongside Jonathan Allen and Darren Payne. Imagine the interior disruption, the double teams, the pressure on opposing quarterbacks. This isn't just about adding a star. It's about shifting the entire defensive philosophy, creating a nightmare for offensive coordinators. The Commanders could finally have the disruptive presence that turns their defense from mediocre to elite, from vulnerable to ferocious. So how could this deal happen? The trade mechanics are complex but plausible. The Chiefs, in a rare move, might accept a package centered around young talent and draft capital to rebuild for the future. I've heard whispers of a package including a first-round pick, a second, and perhaps a promising young player, possibly a linebacker or pass rusher, plus some salary cap considerations. The Chiefs, with their Super Bowl window still open, could see a strategic reason to move Jones now, perhaps to clear cap space for extensions or to rebuild after a disappointing playoff exit. And what about the fallout? The Chiefs gain flexibility, and Kansas City's leadership, particularly Patrick Mahomes, might even be supportive, knowing they could use the cap space. Meanwhile, Washington gets their frontline game changer, a veteran who can anchor their defense for years to come. This isn't about just plugging a hole. This is about reshaping the league's landscape. Imagine the headlines: Commanders acquire Chris Jones, NFC East gets a new king. The ripple effect. Rivals like the Eagles and Cowboys will be watching nervously, knowing this could be the piece that takes Washington to the top of their division. And don't forget the other NFC contenders. This move could send shockwaves through the entire conference. From a scheme-fit perspective, think about the new coaching staff. Darren Jones, who's known for aggressive, disruption-focused defenses, will love this addition. Picture a front four with Jones, Allen, Payne, and Louvu, an unstoppable force. This group could generate pressure without blitzing, defending the pass and stopping the run with equal ferocity. And with Washington's secondary still developing, having a dominant interior pass rush could be the final piece to make their defense a nightmare. In summary, this isn't just a rumor. I've confirmed that advanced negotiations are underway, and all signs point toward this being a done deal within the next few weeks. The stars are aligning: cash, picks, player valuation, and both sides see the immense value here. The only question now is, how big will the impact be? Because if this move goes through, it will go down as one of the most strategic, most impactful trades of the decade. And here's the final kicker. What if I told you that this is just the start? That the NFL's offseason is about to be turned upside down? That the ripple effects of this trade could lead to more blockbuster moves, more stars changing hands, and a seismic shift in the NFC's balance of power? That's the real story. And trust me, you'll want to be right here, right now, tuned in every step of the way, because this is just the beginning. So what do you do next? Keep your eyes peeled and your ears open. Watch every whisper, every rumbling from the league. Because when this deal finally drops, and mark my words, it's coming, your jaw will hit the floor. The Commanders are about to make history, and Chris Jones, his journey from Kansas City to Washington could rewrite what we thought was possible this offseason. This isn't just a trade rumor. This is an earthquake about to shake the NFL, and I've got the inside scoop. Stay locked in, because I'll be the first to tell you when it's official. And when that happens, the entire league will be talking about how Washington stunned everyone and how Chris Jones became the ultimate game changer. You don't want to miss this. Trust me.